Welcome to OKR Change Management. So what is OKR Change Management? Now let's accept the fact that change can create havoc. It can kill the spirit of an organization if not well managed. At the very time when an organization needs the best performance out of their people, change sometimes leaves job commitment lying wounded and weak. But change can be used to charge up the organization. That's because change can open up doors to people's hearts and minds that otherwise might stay forever locked. The secret is to meet people at the point of need, and that's what effective OKR change management is all about. OKR change management helps us to manage to the moment, bring what's missing, repair what's been damaged, and we move quickly. Now we need people to invest themselves fully in their work to deliver dramatic results and build a burning level of job commitment. It's our chance to create fire. Why do we need to manage change? Often, the single greatest obstacle to change is the perception of those affected by the change itself. Typically, denial happens when people don't see the need for the change. When change is pushed through, resistance occurs when there is a perception that the change harms people's interests by maybe reducing their power, affecting job security, and affecting their income, a loss of a relationship, and whatever. Often, the change is not being communicated honestly. Therefore, when managing change as OKR coaches, we need to ask ourselves, so what's in it for those affected by the change? If the answer is nothing, expect denial. Can we communicate honestly and completely about the change? If the answer is again no, expect resistance. So people will fill in the information gaps with their own interpretation, which will usually be unfavorable to the change that we wish to make. Now, OKR change management is needed to take an honest look at the situation, and of course, we need to energize employees, build productivity, increase job satisfaction, and strengthen teamwork. We're going to offer you the Coaching to Change transition model to help you with interventions needed at each stage of the change. So how do we coach through change? It is important to coach people differently based on the state of change, the state of learning and development, and their level of performance. Now, employees who are impacted by the change typically goes through several stages of awareness and performance, and OKR coaches need to recognize them and apply the appropriate coaching approaches. So take a look at this chart. Coaching through change is not a linear process. The goal, however, is to move people along that performance transition, to move it to the right so that you can see progress. Now, coaches can revisit each of the stages as appropriate in order to work on the development. When someone is in a denial stage, coaching has to be more directing, especially when employees appear not to care. When employees are resistant and disagree with the feedback, that's where we need to understand them, but continue to instruct even as they may be hostile. Now, these two initial stages are usually temporary, and they will come to acceptance as they want to be able to contribute. So you see, we know that in solution focus, nobody comes to work to do a bad job. Yeah? So leaders need to support them and help them to manage the change and set short-term goals. As employees explore and take risks going forward, OKR coaches can encourage, reinforce, and work on the medium and longer term goals. Now, as the commitment climbs, OKR coaches can then stretch and facilitate progress. Mentoring will be a coaching style adopted with effective performers. And the key is asking questions and providing feedback along the way. So, what if there is an even better way of engaging employees during change, and OKR coaches can add value by adopting the solution-focused approach to nourishing commitment? So here's our recommendation, right, for the steps that you can take when implementing change. Classify the desire for change. Okay, clarify them. Yeah, what positive changes do people want to see? Why is this important? And what gives you confidence that it may be good for this change to happen? Then you define the desired change. Now, suppose the change begins, continues, or complete with success, even beyond your best hopes. What does that look like? And what difference will it make? Then you determine the platform for change. So ask questions like where, when, or what, or who, may be a good starting point. Okay? And what are some positive impacts of starting there? And what else? Then you identify instances of the preferred conditions happening. So when was the last time that you have noticed something change for the better in this specific area? And what was happening then? What made it work? So next you focus on looking for the signs of progress. What will tell you that you are on the right track? And what may be a signal for you to continue on that path? So try this and see the positive effects emerging. So with that, I encourage you to give it a shot, and I wish you all the best in your success with OKR Change Management. Thank you very much.